Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Daily English with Lily and Leo. I'm Lily.
And I'm Leo. And today, we're going shopping.
Figuratively, we're talking about shopping. Online versus in-store, impulse buys, wish lists, the whole experience.
And quite possibly some personal confessions from my order history that I am not proud of.
I cannot wait. If you're new here, welcome. This is a podcast for English learners at B1 to B2 level. Every week, we talk about real life, teach you 5 useful words, and go through 1 grammar point, all in natural conversational English. Subscribe if you haven't. It's free, and it takes about 5 seconds.
And if you've been here since episode 1, hello, old friend. Last week, we talked about learning English, the plateaus, the breakthroughs, the mistakes that burn so deep you never forget the word again. Today is lighter. Today, we shop.
Okay, walk me through your last 7 days of online shopping.
Right. So, Monday, I ordered a phone stand. Sensible. Needed it. Good decision.
Good start.
Tuesday, a USB cable. Also fine. Wednesday, I'm browsing. Just looking, not intending to buy anything, and I find a book about the history of cartography.
Cartography, map making.
I needed it. At 11 at night, on a Wednesday, I genuinely needed a book about the history of maps.
And Thursday?
Thursday, I ordered a small desk lamp. Very nice, 14 euros, good reviews. Friday, it arrives. I open the door, pick up the parcel, very happy. And then I look at the corner of my room.
Oh, no.
The mystery box has been sitting in that corner for 2 years, and I suddenly remembered I am almost certain there is a lamp in there.
Have you opened the box?
I have not.
So you now potentially own 2 lamps.
I own 1 lamp for certain, and possibly a second lamp as a surprise. I am choosing to see this as abundance.
That is the most optimistic framing I have ever heard. And is that the worst entry in your order history?
Absolutely not. 2 years ago, I bought 6 sports water bottles. 6 at once.
Gasp! Why 6?
They were on sale, 80% off, an incredible bargain. I thought I'll use them at the gym, running, at work. I'll find uses for all of them.
How many are you actually using?
1.
And the other 5?
They're in a cupboard. I take one out sometimes so they don't feel forgotten.
You visit them?
I visit them. What about you? You always seem so disciplined. You go in, you buy exactly what you planned, you come home.
That's mostly true. I have a list. I stick to the list, but I have one weakness.
Tell me.
I browse, online especially. I open a site to buy one specific thing, say a new water bottle,
Relatable.
and then something appears in the sidebar, and then another thing, and then I have 14 browser tabs open. I haven't decided anything, and 40 minutes have gone by.
And do you buy anything?
Usually, I close all the tabs and go to bed without buying anything, which is either very good self-control or just inability to make a decision.
Possibly both. What about in-store shopping? For me, physical shops are actually more dangerous than online. I walk in, I see something, I touch it, I pick it up, and suddenly it's mine.
I prefer in-store for clothes. Online, I always get something wrong. The size, the color. It looks one way in the photo and a completely different way when it arrives. And then you have to return it, and that's a whole process.
Returns deserve their own episode, honestly.
They do. But for everyday things, food, household stuff, I shop online. It's faster, and I can stick to my list more easily.
Because you can't see all the other things.
Exactly. Out of sight, out of cart.
Enthusiasm. Thomas only buys things in physical shops. You know Thomas. He makes baskets. He has a rule. If you can't walk into a shop and find it, you don't need it badly enough.
That's actually quite a profound shopping philosophy.
It is, and it works for him because he barely buys anything anyway. The bar, "Is this worth leaving the house?" filters out most impulse buys immediately.
Whereas your bar is this available online right now?
My bar is, "Am I awake and is the checkout button visible?" Mark is the opposite of Thomas. Everything online, always. He told me he calculated how much time he saves by not going to physical shops and calls it the efficiency cost of in-store retail.
Did he put it in a spreadsheet?
He put it in a spreadsheet. He showed me. It was 3 pages.
That sounds like Mark. I think what's interesting is the psychology of it. Because rationally, I know I don't need 14 browser tabs worth of things. Rationally, that you don't need a sixth water bottle. But in the moment, something else takes over.
The feeling of possibility. When you're browsing and everything is available and nothing costs anything yet, it's enjoyable. The checkout is where reality arrives.
And that's exactly why so many people abandon their carts at checkout. They fill the cart because it feels good. Then they see the total and they think, wait.
I do this. I have 3 abandoned carts right now in different shops. It's like a wish list I was too dramatic about.
A wish list is actually one of my favorite tools for managing this. When I see something I like, I add it to a wish list instead of buying immediately. Then I wait 2 weeks. If I still want it after 2 weeks, I think about whether it's worth it.
And if you still want it?
Sometimes I buy it. Sometimes I realize I just wanted it in that specific moment and now I don't care at all.
The 2-week cooling off period. I should try this. I will probably not try this, but I should.
You have a wish list, though, you said?
I have a wish list. It has 47 items on it. I use it as a staging area for future impulse buys.
That is not what a wish list is for.
It works for me. Oh, and a shopping update. I've been browsing pet supplies. Just browsing. Beds, toys, bowls, little cat trees.
For Biscuit.
For Biscuit, hypothetically. The landlord has not officially said yes.
He said, I'll think about it.
Which I continued to interpret as yes. And so I have been preparing, researching, making informed choices about the ideal bed size for a small orange cat.
Have you bought anything yet?
Not yet. The wish list has 12 items on it. And the mystery box is earmarked as her first bed, so that covers the basics.
The mystery box finally has a purpose.
It has always had a purpose. It just recently became aware of it. What's the most you've ever spent on something without planning?
Running shoes. I went in to look, just look, and came out with a pair that cost significantly more than I intended.
Were they worth it?
Every morning I put them on, and they are worth it. When you run as much as I do, you put up with discomfort in many areas, but your feet are not one of them. That was a splurge I have never regretted.
See, that's not even an impulse buy, really. That's a justified splurge on something that matters.
Maybe. Or maybe I'm telling myself a story, so I feel better about spending that much on shoes.
Both can be true. Someday jar update.
Yes, how are the coins?
€4.70. I added 20 cents this week. I did not spend it on coffee. I did not spend it on lamps. I did not spend it on water bottles. I feel that I deserve some recognition for this.
You do. Genuine recognition. That jar is growing.
At this rate, I will have enough for something significant by about 2031. One more thing before vocabulary, very important. Lily, if you were doing your weekly shop and you saw a pizza, breakfast or dinner?
Breakfast, obviously. Cold pizza, early morning, cup of tea, perfect start to the day.
That is not a breakfast. That is a meal that has been incorrectly placed in time.
You've tried it. I made you try it once.
I tried it once. It was not breakfast. It was a dinner that had stayed up too late and was embarrassed about it.
Vocabulary time.
First word, browse. B-R-O-W-S-E. To browse means to look at things casually, without a specific plan to buy. She spent an hour browsing online shops, but didn't buy anything. You can browse in a physical shop or on a website. The key word is casually, just looking, no commitment yet.
Second, splurge. S-P-L-U-R-G-E. To splurge means to spend more than you normally would on something, as a treat or because something is worth it. She decided to splurge on a really good pair of running shoes. A splurge is usually intentional. You know you're spending more, and you decide it's worth it. Different from an impulse buy, which happens fast and without thinking.
Third, bargain. B-A-R-G-A-I-N. A bargain is something you buy for much less than its usual price, a really good deal. 6 water bottles for €5. It was a bargain. Bargain can also be a verb. To bargain means to negotiate the price. She bargained at the market and got it for half the original cost.
Fourth, checkout. C-H-E-C-K-O-U-T. The checkout is the final step when buying, where you pay. In a physical shop, it's the till or the counter. Online, it's the payment page. She had 15 things in her cart but changed her mind at checkout. There's also to check out as a phrasal verb, to go through the payment process. Did you check out yet?
And fifth, wishlist. Wishlist. A wish list is a list of things you want but haven't bought yet. I add everything to my wish list and look again in 2 weeks. Used for planning, for birthday ideas, or, apparently, as a holding area for future impulse purchases. Both uses are valid, I think.
Grammar. Today we're looking at quantifiers.
Quantifiers are words that tell us how much or how many of something there is. And the key rule, some quantifiers work with countable nouns, some with uncountable nouns, and a few work with both. Once you know this, the rest follows naturally.
Let's start with countable nouns, things you can count individually. Water bottles, parcels, browser tabs, lamps. For countable nouns, we use many and few. How many water bottles do you need? I have too many browser tabs open. There were very few good deals.
And for uncountable nouns, things you can't count as individual units, money, time, patience, space. For these, we use much and little. I don't have much money left this month. She has very little patience for slow delivery. How much did the lamp cost?
Important detail. Few and little without a sound negative, not enough of something. He has few good options. That sounds like a problem. She has little time. Sounds like a stressful situation. But a few and a little are positive. They mean some, which is enough. He has a few good options. She has a little money saved. The article a changes the feeling completely.
And then we have enough. Enough means the right amount, not too little, not too much. It works with both countable and uncountable nouns. Do you have enough bags? Is there enough time? And it can come after an adjective too. Is the box big enough for a cat? Is the lamp bright enough?
And too much and too many, more than you need in a way that causes a problem. Too much goes with uncountable nouns. I spend too much money online. Too many goes with countable nouns. I have too many water bottles. Both suggest excess. The problem is built into the word.
Let me test you. I give you a sentence with a gap. You say which quantifier fits and why.
Ready.
There isn't blank space in my flat for another lamp. Much, many, enough.
Much. Space is uncountable. There isn't much space. You could also say enough. There isn't enough space, which means the same thing from a different angle.
Both work?
Both work. Not much space describes how little there is. Not enough space describes the result. There's a problem. Same situation, slightly different focus.
She added things to her wish list. Few, a few, many.
A few or many, depending on context. If it's 3 or 4 things, a few. If it's 47 things, many. Or too many, if you think she has a problem.
I do not have a problem. I have a well-curated collection of intentions. One more.
Go.
I have blank patience for slow checkout processes. Little, a little, much.
Very little patience, because the feeling is negative, almost no patience. If you said a little patience, it would mean some patience, which is almost the opposite. Very little is the honest answer for most people at a slow checkout.
Perfect, including me. My patience at a slow checkout is precisely very little. Motivation section, which I did not expect to connect to shopping, but here we are.
Here's what I keep thinking about with all of this. Shopping, the impulse buying, the wish lists, the 47 items you want but haven't decided on, it's really just a mirror for how we make decisions in general.
Sometimes we fill our carts with things we don't need because the act of adding them feels like progress. It feels like doing something. But it isn't, really, not until we choose, commit, and follow through.
Learning English is the same. You can browse courses, bookmark podcasts, save vocabulary lists. All of that feels like you're doing something, but the real progress is the thing you actually use, the word you say out loud, the sentence you write, the moment you stop translating and just speak.
The checkout moment, when you stop browsing and you actually commit.
And the bargains in language learning, the best ones, the ones worth the most, aren't expensive at all. They're the 10 minutes on the way to work, the episode you listen to while making dinner. A little bit, consistently. That adds up to a lot.
1% every day.
1% every day.
Thank you so much for being here. This was one of my favorite topics, possibly because I learned some things about myself that I am still sitting with.
Leave us a comment, tell us your worst impulse buy, or your best bargain, or what's currently on your wish list that you probably don't need.
We read every single comment, and we enjoy them more than I can explain. Subscribe if you haven't, free, instant, and then next week's episode finds you automatically.
Next week, family and growing up, parents, siblings, childhood traditions, the things we carry with us long after we've left home.
And possibly the version of ourselves that our families still believe we are even when we've completely changed.
Something to look forward to. Take care, everyone.
Bye, 1% every day.
1% every day.